Now I'll bring you forward to February of this year. I am sitting with my peers. We're talking about what we think is going to happen with the global situation, with the pandemic, with our customers, our business. I'll tell you personally, I felt emotions of nervousness, anxiety, uncertainty. And so we had very specific concerns. I had specific concerns around what we were going to be dealing with. One, I knew we were going to have emotional stress and emotional times with personal situations and professional situations. I thought we were going to have a disengaged workforce as we went remote, right? Less collaboration. Most importantly, I thought we were going to have less productivity. I thought our innovation cycle was going to decline. We had worked so hard prior to going remote, and I did not want that happen. But I was really concerned about how would we innovate. Innovation is all about collaboration, working together in a highly intense way. I was concerned about that. And then lastly, I was concerned about our ability to take a pilot to full scale working remote. And I knew we weren't going to have a lot of time. So as the CIO, I'm looking at it saying, I've got 200 people in a pilot. I've got to get to 2,000. How am I going to do that? And it was a bit daunting. So those are the concerns that I had as I looked at the February timeframe. This was when it was the start, right? We didn't have our first case in Florida yet, but it was beginning to look pretty onerous. Now fast forward to, let's say last week, right? I'm meeting with my direct reports, and I'm talking to them about how they're feeling. I'm talking to them about the results that we've seen. The results we saw were, yes, there was a stress level of emotion. Yes, there was the concern personally and professionally that each of us had at different levels, but that one we nailed from the original, what I thought, to what I saw. Where I got it wrong completely was the collaboration. I would tell you I've seen dramatic increases in collaboration, emotional connections with employees that didn't exist before. I never thought we would see that. Most importantly, the productivity levels have been through the roof. And I would encourage you guys to think about if you've seen similar situations. We actually have another problem where I'm having to encourage folks to establish boundaries so that they don't work so hard that they burn out. That is something I never anticipated. Productivity is through the roof. Innovation, we've innovated at scale larger than we ever have, and I want to give you a specific example here in a little bit. And then the technology deployment and going from 200 to 2,000, it was hard. We did it, and we did it easier than I thought. Now I want to talk a little bit about our journey in terms of how we accomplished the results that we did. And I think this is really the most important part of what I'm going to speak about. I had the chance, I think this will resonate, I had a chance to listen to several customer calls. And if I go back to kind of before and then now, yeah, I listen to customer calls. And in this example is a customer care situation. I listen to customer calls every single day. And that's another difference between before and now. This specific customer call was about a gentleman in New York City in the ICU, very close to going on a ventilator, pleading with us as a company to give them a few more days to be able to pay their service. And what I'm most proud of is that we've been able to pivot and give customers what they need in this situation, particularly when they're in a dire situation like what I just described. And one of the things as a company and as I individually really, really aspire to and relate is Simon Sinek's Infinite Game. If you haven't read that book, please do. That's our perspective. That's my perspective. That's how we run the business. And so we're making decisions for our employees, for our customers that really are not about this quarter, this month, even if it's not to our financial benefit. In some cases, we're investing in our customers and their loyalty. And we've empowered our frontline employees. So back to the story I mentioned of the customer care agent. Our customer care agents are empowered to take care of our customers, even if it means a financial cost to the company. And that's the kind of company I'm proud to be with, and that's the kind of culture that I've helped create at TracFone.